Are you thinking about moving to Las Vegas in 2021?
Well, don't do anything until you watch this video.
So you may know about Las Vegas, but have you heard
Before you tell them all of our secrets about Las Vegas, go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm and so more people can learn about Las Vegas.
All right, now can we tell them about our favorite place?
I guess so. What is it?
It's Summerlin, Las Vegas, one of
Yes.
the top neighborhoods here in town.
Summerlin has almost always been one of the top neighborhoods since it was built. And it was built back, actually conceived back in 1988. So it hasn't been too long.
No, it's one of the newer neighborhoods of town. And if you don't know, Summerlin is up on the west side of town, or the west side of the valley here in Vegas. And it's one of the highest demand neighborhoods in town for real estate and to live in.
Right. So today what we'd like to do is cover some of our favorite things about Summerlin, some pros, and maybe even give you some cons about living there. So Vegas is so desirable, that brings us to our first pro of living in Summerlin.
Yeah, and that is the high demand to want to live in Summerlin. It has all these wonderful neighborhoods and communities.
It's honestly amazing. It's drawn over 200,000 residents to now live in the Summerlin community because of those communities. And those include all the way from your entry-level purchase price of $400,000 for your starter homes, all the way up to multi-million-dollar luxury homes in gated communities like Red Rock Country Club, the Ridges, and now even the Summit.
Yeah, we don't want to forget about the Summit. It's one of the most talked about communities in the country. These are going to be homes ranging from the $25 million plus range. It's ultra luxury.
And that's, I think, what draws so many people to Summerlin and boosts that demand, is because they want to be around all of those things.
Yeah, we love investing in Summerlin ourselves. Why? Because it was built in 1988. So there's some homes that are dated there that we can pick up and buy as investors. And when we go to resell them fully renovated, they sell very fast. Summerlin is a neighborhood where real estate's moving and demand is definitely up.
So our second pro about living in Summerlin is, of course, all of the activities and recreation that it provides. We told you a couple of communities. Those communities are actually golf course communities. So the golf courses here in Summerlin are amazing.
Yeah, there is 12 plus golf courses in Summerlin, both public and private country club golf courses. Beautiful high-end golf courses all around.
I think that's what drives a lot of the demand that we mentioned before, is people want that country club living, that golf course living. So there's plenty of that, but there's plenty of more as well. There's a ton of parks.
Over 200 of them.
Yeah, and they're still being built today. Plus, you're situated in Summerlin on the west side of town, which happens to be right next to Red Rock Canyon.
Yep, and Red Rock Canyon is one of the top hiking trails on the West Coast. It is a beautiful hiking area. There's a loop that you could drive around and just see the vista, see the views. There's high-level hikes, there's low-level hikes. You could do everything out at Red Rock. It's a beautiful area.
Pretty much any age group. Yeah.
It is a national park. It's a preservation. You've got to check it out if you're in Vegas.
And don't forget, when it comes to the outdoor activities like hiking, we're only 45 minutes away from Mount Charleston.
Right, so for all those skiers and snowboarders out there coming from the Midwest or the East Coast, we have snow in Vegas. I know it's hard to imagine, but we do, and it's only 45 minutes north at the actual resort of Mount Charleston.
Yeah, you can totally drive under an hour and get a total alpine feel, like right in the middle of the desert.
It's so much fun.
So there's parks, there's golf courses, there's outdoor recreation, hiking. You can mountain bike on a lot of those trails. There's almost like endless activities surrounding the Summerlin area.
There is, and that kind of goes into pro number 3, which is entertainment. Food, shopping, there's an endless amount of that to be done in Summerlin.
One cool thing about Summerlin is that when new venues, new types of shopping areas come into town, they tend to go to the newer areas, and Summerlin happens to be one of those newer areas, like the downtown Summerlin shopping mall.
Yeah, we have the downtown Summerlin shopping mall, and what did they build there? The ballpark.
So cool.
We got our AAA team smack dab in the middle of Summerlin. Also, we have 3 resort-style casinos in Summerlin, Red Rock Casino being the main one.
Right, and 2 others that aren't too far apart. So whether you're looking for parks, you're looking for outdoor activities, or you're looking to have a good time, eat some good food, and shop around a little bit, Summerlin pretty much has everything you could want.
So there's a lot of positives about Summerlin, but there's a couple negatives as well.
That's true.
Con number one being the distance from the Las Vegas Strip. Now, if you're coming to Las Vegas or you're moving to Las Vegas, probably expect to hang around the Strip a little bit. Of course, that's our entertainment spot. And Summerlin being on the far west side of town, you're going to be 25 to 30 minutes away from the Strip on a good day.
Right. Depending where you are, that can be a little bit of a drive. Now, it's not just the Strip. Since it is on the west side and our airport happens to be on the south side, if you're doing some traveling or you're planning on being in and out of the city on an airplane, you're probably going to have to take about 25 to 35 minutes included in your travel time to get to the airport from Summerlin.
Yeah, that's a good point. Being a traveler, if you're traveling for work, it could definitely be a time delay for you. Also, if you travel in or out of California, it's also one of the furthest neighborhoods from the California interchange as well.
That's very true. So like compared to if you lived maybe on the south side of town in a neighborhood like Southern Highlands, you'd only be 10-15 minutes from the airport, and it would probably shave off half an hour on your California drive.
Yeah, so distance could definitely be a con of Summerlin. It is pretty much tucked away on the west side of town, furthest from everything else.
The only other thing that I'd say you're probably the farthest away from is, of course, Lake Mead. Now, Lake Mead's another really popular recreation spot. Happens to be east of Las Vegas, so Summerlin being situated all the way west, you're probably at least an hour door to door from your house to the lake.
So, looking to move to Las Vegas, con number two is going to be the competition and the price points of Summerlin. It's going to be your highest competitive area, and the price points are a little bit higher than other neighborhoods in town.
If you do compare Summerlin to, let's say, the rest of Vegas as a whole, the price points are going to be higher, maybe even considerably higher, a couple $100,000 on average for a normal home.
Yeah, I think the median price points of most other neighborhoods in town are going to be in the low to mid 200,000 range. Summerlin, you're looking more like the $400,000 range. So it is quite a bit of a difference there.
Absolutely. And not only are you going to be paying more for it, but you're probably going to be fighting to find that house even more because of the demand.
Right, and that competition, of course, as a buyer becomes a little bit frustrating, which is why we have to hold it as a con.
With all that being said, trying to make a decision on where to move into Vegas, you got to weigh the good with the bad.
You do, and I think in this example, the pros definitely outweigh the cons. Summerlin is definitely our favorite part of town, our favorite community and neighborhood to live in.
I already live there. And so when it comes to the pros, I'm experiencing them almost every day, whether it's the really nice neighborhoods, golf courses, outdoor recreational activities, shopping, food. I mean, the list goes on.
He ain't lying about that.
But those pros definitely outweigh the cons of the distance from a couple of things in town like the airport or the Strip or the lake and even the price point.
That's right. So if you have any questions about Summerlin or any other place in Las Vegas, we're here to help. We're both born and raised here in town. We know almost everything there is about this city. So if you have a question or you're looking to move to Vegas, drop a comment below. We'll be sure to answer.
And until then,
we'll see you on the flip side.